Hello students. So in this lecture of quantum mechanics, in the quantum mechanics lecture series, we are going to study another important and very interesting topic where the time independent Schrödinger equation is applied to find the solutions and the physical situations and to study the physical situations. That is the potential step. This potential step is a very important situation in quantum mechanics, where you can see the difference between the results of this classical and the quantum mechanical situations. Now the description of the problem is that a particle of mass m that is moving with velocity, we are considering one-dimensional motion. So we are considering the x-axis only. The particle has a mass m and velocity v. It is coming from the left of the x-axis, where the potential is 0. So in the negative x-axis, the particle is a free particle. At x equal to 0, there is a sudden change in the potential in the from 0 to a value v0, and it extends further. So it is similar to a step or in the case of staircase that you observe in our houses. So this is what it is going. This is the x-axis. I am making a rough diagram here. At x equal to 0, what happens? Here the potential is 0. And here all of a sudden it increases up to a value v0 and increases like this. So it is similar to a step that we have in our houses and in our buildings. There is a sudden increase, sharp increase, and it extends to some length. And if you have a series of stairs, then it is continuing. So this is the problem that we encounter in this situation. Now what happens to the particle? So what is the situation here? Let me try to show you by some animation or whatever stuff that I have at present. The situation is like this. The particle is coming and it is coming towards this potential. This is the value of the potential. It is, suppose it is v0. This is at x equal to 0. This is the negative x-axis. Here the potential is 0. The particle is coming towards the x-axis and it is coming at the point x equal to 0. Then what happens next? This is the question. This is the question that we have, that what happens next. So we are going to discuss this in a bit detail. So I am describing it in this way. The particle approaches from its negative direction. Particle approaches from x less than 0 and it reaches at x equal to 0 where the potential is v is equal to v0. In x negative, you have to remember the potential is 0, so it is a free particle. Now, how to deal with these situations in quantum mechanics? The recipe is simple and you have to understand the concepts. Rather than remembering the equations and rather than memorizing the process, you have to understand the concept. What is the concept? What is the backbone of the theory or the problem that you are going to solve or that you are going to analyze? What happens when the potential is 0? When the potential is 0, and this is applicable to both classical and quantum situations. Potential is 0. Means v is 0. Then what happens? This is a very simple and very known concept that F is del V upon del X. And if V is 0, so force is 0, momentum is constant. This is classical mechanical result and that is applicable here also. Momentum is constant, it is not changing. There is no change in momentum as the force is 0. This is what we know classically, and rather I should say it is a universal fact. You cannot deny this. Now what happens when you are in the quantum mechanical region? The essence is that I have told you in the beginning lectures that in quantum mechanics we have to consider the wave moving with the particle also. So what happens that quantum mechanically in the V equal to 0 region or in X negative where V is 0, the wave moving with the particle constant wavelength, its wavelength is not changing, constant wavelength. We have seen the free particle solution, so you can relate, and lambda is equal to h by p. Since p is constant, h is constant, lambda is constant. As soon as the particle will come across a potential V0, then this means the potential is changing and there will be a force that will change the momentum and energy and the wavelength of the particle. As soon as, this is the basic theory of the problem. If you understand this, it will be very easy for you to understand and solve the equations. As soon as V is equal to V0, the particle experiences a force. Particle experiences a force which is given by del V by del x, because in del x means space. So if this is the x-axis, x equal to 0, at x negative there is no change, there is no potential, and suddenly there is a change in potential at x equal to 0. So this change in potential is giving rise to a force. Now this force, due to force, what will change? Due to force, P will change, of course, P will change, as a result lambda will change, and of course E, which is P square by 2m, that will also change. These things, this is the physics that is occurring, this is the physics that is behind this problem. Now you have to relate this physics to the Schrödinger equation and all these things. So this is the situation. Now there are two cases. The two cases are, you can take the potential, or you can take the picture as of a single particle as well as a bunch of particles, a flux of particles. A large number of particles, they are used generally in the scattering experiments. So mathematically, if we represent, our potential is of this form. Vx is 0 at x less than 0, at x equal to 0 or greater than 0, at x equal to greater than or equal to 0, the potential is V0, because let me show you again, x equal to 0, here the potential is rising and it is continuing to be V0. So the situation at x negative and at x positive are different. So what is happening with the wave here, it will not happen with the wave here. So there will be a change and you have to find that change in terms of the Schrödinger equation and its solution. Now there are two situations. One is the situation when E is less than V0, means the total energy of the particle. Total energy of particle, kinetic and potential, of course here the potential energy is 0, of particle is less than V0, So it is a situation similar, it is this situation you can imagine, that you are running towards something and suddenly there is a wall and your energy is not sufficient to cross that wall. You are running towards a wall and towards in a particular direction, in the horizontal direction, and suddenly there is a wall that is coming in front of you and you are not able to cross that wall because your energy is not sufficient. So what will happen in that situation? This is one condition and this is very interesting condition. We will see how it is. Let me first try to provide you some diagram or some animation that makes it easier for you to understand. So what will happen in this situation? Classically, what happens? Classically, the situation is such that you cannot cross the wall if your energy is less. If your energy is less, suppose this is the person who is running towards the x-axis, and suddenly he comes across a situation where there is a wall. Suppose this is the x-axis and this person is running and here is a wall. It is not only a wall, you can say that it is like some rooftop because it is extending to somewhere. So what is needed? This person has to first climb this wall, then he has to walk over this extension. So this is required. Now what will happen? What are the predictions? Okay, so suppose this is the particle and this is the potential wall and his energy is less than V0. What will happen classically and quantum mechanically? This we have to analyze. So let us try to find out the situation, to find out the solution. So what happens in this case when the energy is less than V0? Now the classical result says that if the particles are arriving at the potential step with the left and they have a momentum, they will stop at x equal to 0 and then they will move back or get reflected with their magnitude unchanged. This is an example of classical collision, elastic collision. Classically, the particle with energy E less than V0 will stop at x equal to 0, then bounce back with momentum P, or you can write 2me. The direction of momentum will change, magnitude will remain same. Magnitude of momentum will remain same. So this is something like that a mosquito is striking or it is colliding with a fast moving train. You must have studied this type of solution, this type of a situation in the collision theory of classical mechanics. Magnitude of momentum will be same. So what we see that this means the particle will be reflected back. The particle will be reflected back or bounced back. This is the classical situation. So you can see here that if the classical situation is, this is the classical situation. Let me show you by some animated objects because these are the only things that I have right now. So what happens? The particle will bounce back. This is the potential. The particle will bounce back. It will be reflected. This is the classical prediction. And if you have a bunch of particles, so none of the particles will move to the right side of x equal to 0. So there is a total reflection of the particles. This means, simply it means classically, there is no chance that the particles will be able to pass to x greater than 0. So this is the situation. You can again see this animation that the particles are bouncing back. There is no chance of crossing the barrier. This is the classical prediction. Now let us see what happens quantum mechanically. In quantum mechanics, what we have the Schrodinger equation, and this Schrodinger equation has to be solved and matched with the boundary conditions. So let us try to see the Schrodinger equation. Quantum mechanically, we solve the time independent Schrodinger equation. Time independent Schrodinger equation, and this means d2 psi xt dx square plus Vx psi xt, potential is time independent and it is E psi xt. Now, as in the Dirac delta situation we have done, we can make some assumptions, we can simplify this equation, and by simplification of this equation means we will write the Schrodinger equation as d2 psi by dx square minus, suppose we have a constant k2, I am taking this k2, you can take any other constant also, k2 psi, and this is E psi, or you can write it this way also, k2 psi, sorry, it will not be E psi, it is equal to 0. This k2 is, what is this k2? You can now, I think after studying the Dirac delta function and other examples, you can now find out what is this k2. This is this energy difference, V0 minus E by H bar. And I have told in the previous lectures also that this quantity, it is nothing but it is 1 upon wavelength, because it is root under 2me. This is also this V0 minus E. This is potential energy, this is total energy. So these are dimensions of energy. So this is related to lambda, or the wavelength of the particle. You have to remember this. You have to always take this thing into consideration. And now this equation that we have written here, this is for the x equal, we have to solve the equation in the x negative and in the x positive. And this equation that I have written here, this is specifically for the x greater than 0. I will discuss the x less than 0 situation also, but because this situation is very interesting, so I am taking the x greater than 0 situation first. Means this is on the right hand side of the x-axis. This is x equal to 0. We are analyzing here. At the right hand side, what is happening? So at the first look, observe this equation. What you have here, that the particle interacts with the potential. Now this equation, I am interested in explaining this equation because it is very interesting and it will invoke interest in you, because if you understand this equation. So what is this thing? This is 1 upon lambda, or it is related to the wavelength lambda. Okay. So 2m V0 minus E. What does this show? This shows that the particle is interacting with the potential. This shows that the particle is interacting with the potential, and any interaction, particle is interacting with the potential. This is what is being shown here. Any interaction causes change in energy. Any interaction causes change in energy. If there is change in energy, there will be change in momentum also, change in wavelength also. So there will be a change in, a change in momentum and wavelength also. Momentum and wavelength also. So lambda will also change. This is all occurring due to the interaction of the potential. Before interaction, this is x equal to 0. Here, the particle had energy momentum root under 2me. And after interaction with this potential, the particle has energy 2me minus v naught. And the interesting situation is that E is less than V naught. Or you can write it better, V naught minus E. This will make the thing simpler. V naught minus E. I have written here V naught minus E, so it will be V naught minus E. And the interesting situation is E is less than V naught, so this quantity is positive. This quantity is positive. Now what happens? You have to solve this Schrodinger equation that I have written here. This is the Schrodinger equation. Let me write it in a separate page and then write the solutions. So our Schrodinger equation is d2 psi by dx square minus k2 square psi is equal to 0. This is the Schrodinger equation. Now the solutions of this equation from differential equation theory, what we know. Solutions of this equation, this is equation number 1. Equation 1. What will be the solutions or eigenfunctions? There will be something like this, some constant, suppose it is c. E to the power minus k2x plus d e to the power plus k2x. This will be the type of solution. And remember, I am writing this again with a red mark so that you are not confused. I am interested in the x greater than 0. We will discuss the situation in x less than 0. This is x greater than 0. This is the form of the solution that we have. Now, what is our next step? Our next step is to find the conditions for finding C and D. Now, what we require? Remember this thing. In any case, in any potential, when you are solving this Schrodinger equation, you have to take these things in consideration. Psi must be finite. Finite single value. These are the conditions that are required. This means psi x should be 0 at x equal to plus minus infinity. Now what is our solution? Our solution is c e to the power minus k2x plus d e to the power plus k2x. Now what you see, we are in the region x positive. So what you conclude from here? If we are moving towards the positive x-axis, if x is plus infinity, this term will blow up. Blow up means it will go to 0. So our boundary condition, so this condition requires that. Condition 1 requires D should be equal to 0 as at x plus infinity. Sorry, it is plus infinity only because we are in the positive x-axis. X plus infinity, D will be infinity. So this will blow up. So D has to be 0. So our equation, our solution is psi x is equal to c e to the power minus k2x. This is equation number 3. This is our solution. Again, you can see the pictorial representation here, so that there is no confusion. So this is the solution in x greater than 0. Now what we require? We require complete solution. x greater than 0. So what does this appear? What you conclude? It concludes that the wave function is a decaying exponential, means it is decreasing very fast exponential. Let me show you by a rough diagram. If this is the x-axis, this is x equal to 0 and this is the potential barrier. Now what is the solution is describing, this equation is describing that the wave will be something like this here. This will be like this. It will be decaying. Why it is decaying? Because it has lost some energy. Now I will come to that x less than 0 situation later on, because that is not very difficult for you to understand. Sin xt in the region left, I told you can take this hint that this is a free particle. Here there is no potential, so the solution is of the form of e to the power I k1x minus omega t. Here the function, here the quantity is k1. K1 is root under 2me by h bar. K2, here it is root under 2me minus v naught h bar. You can see that k1 and k2 are different, wavelengths are different, because momenta are different, because energies are different. So this is the solution, plus b e to the power minus I k1x minus omega t. This is for x less than 0, and for x greater than 0 what we have, this is c e to the power minus k2x, x greater than 0. So stop at this point. What you have concluded? That in case of a potential step x equal to 0, this is potential step. At the left x less than 0, there was a wave, traveling wave, because it was a free particle, and as soon as it crosses the barrier, this function, this wave is now a decreasing exponential. Here, sorry, the k is root under 2m v naught minus e by h bar, and here k is root under 2me by h bar. So k is different, and this is the effect of k is different. This is the effect of the potential. Effect of the potential, that the wave is changing its nature and shape. It was a traveling wave, e to the power I kx minus omega t. We have encountered this type of wave. We can write for the omega h bar k square by 2m also. Right, it is exponentially decaying e to the power minus k2x. So this is the situation. Now you can inject the time dependence also e to the power minus omega t. Here also. After all, the probability density will be independent of time. Now what we do, we have to find out this C and A and B and all those things. First we should note that the wave in the positive x-axis, C e to the power minus k2x, is 0. As sin xt, this wave function C e to the power minus k2x, it is a purely real function. So its complex conjugate will be 0. These are the things that you have to observe. Why we have to observe these things? I will tell you. Let me explain. At x less than 0, traveling wave, and it has two parts, a e to the power I k1x minus omega t plus b e to the power minus I k2x minus omega t. This is the incident wave, This is the incident wave, this is the reflected wave. Both these things, incidence and reflection, they are in the same side. You know from optics that reflection takes place, reflection occurs in the same medium. So this is the situation. And at x greater than 0, you have psi x t. T is understood, c e to the power minus k2x, this is the transmitted wave. And this is purely real. Purely real means psi star x is equal to psi x for c e to the power minus k2x. There is no imaginary part. If we consider, now what we have to do is to evaluate the constants. And how to evaluate the constants? What will be the physical effects that we will see in the next lecture? Because if we continue this lecture and derivation, all these things, it will be very time taking, and we will not invest that much of time in listening to lectures. So this next part, it will be discussed in the next lecture. We will see many interesting things. So stay tuned with Wonderful Physics. Watch, like, subscribe, share the videos for the sake of physics, not for me, for you. That will be very kind of